Hey guys, welcome to another video. This time we're taking on the Dimension Predator of the month of May of 2021, and we're using a free-to-play team. And of course, this is the first time this boss appears in Cold Run actually. So for this dungeon, we'll need one monster of each monster type. You know, attack, defense, support, and HP. And then you can use one more. So yeah, you have to make sure that you have one of each of the 4 types at least on your team. Now for the rune sets, try to give them as many violent runes as you can, you know, try to have the highest possible amount of units on violent here, and of course on wheel runes too, because you know wheel runes are very important for the final fight of this dungeon, the final boss, because you know he will apply on turn 1 those nasty permanent dots. So if you don't have many wheel runes, then you will be struggling with those, since your only cleanser here is Fran, and she cleanses only 1 unit with her second skill. So yeah, for this first wave I went for the Asima first, but actually what matters here is that you buff immunity, and once you have immunity this wave can't do anything, and of course you have immunity with your friend. So yeah, they won't move before you as the boss will. So that's why wheel runes are very important for the boss stage. Now, against the Goppers, I tried to defense break them with Veladion so that they can't one-shot any unit. However, they have used the 3rd skill before and they couldn't kill my bigger, so I don't think they have such a high defense. Now for the mini boss here, remember that the right one is based on defense and the left one is based on attack. So you want to attack break the left one and to defense break the right one, even though you want to defense break them both, so they are easier to kill. Now you start working on the right one, which is the one with the most defense and HP. So that's the harder one to kill. And of course, you save the immunity buff for the moment they do this attack, because this attack, if that catches you without your immunity up, then that means they will stun your full team. And you don't want your full team to be stunned, and especially if they can defense break afterwards, and of course attack break as well. So you don't want any unit of yours to die, okay? That's it. So it will be fairly easy if you actually do this step by step, and don't hurry up. Remember to lower the HP of the enemy bosses as much as you can before using the 3rd skill of Veil. And also remember one thing, which is the most problematic one. The next wave is not an easy wave. So for the next wave to be really easy, you will need your Fran to have the 3rd skill available. So remember that you should have your Fran on at least 2 turns cooldown on her 3rd skill before moving on to the next wave, which means that I highly recommend you to stall here until your Fran has replenished her 3rd skill, or at least has 2 turns left in order for that, because you know from wave to wave with those 2 turns you will replenish the skill, and wait to use the 3rd skill of your Veil. You see what I'm doing here? I'm trying to wait as much as I can, and if I were to kill one of those units, well, I will lower the HP again, doesn't matter, and well, that's it. Here I happen to proc and to kill one of them, and I have to start over again. But I will try to replenish the 3rd skill of Fran, because it's very important for the following wave. And here we are. Now, why is it so important to have immunity? Well, that's because Tessarion will defense break one unit of yours, and then the rest of the enemy team will blitz that unit and destroy it. So you can't survive a defense break. And how can you prevent the defense break from happening? Well, having immunity, and you get the immunity from Fran because your full team will move, and it doesn't matter that you have wheel runes because your full team will have gotten rid of your own wheel runes by moving. So yeah, having the second skill Fran will be super necessary here, or you will rely on RNG so that the Starion doesn't use his second skill or doesn't hit the defense rate. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. After that, this wave is super easy. So you get rid of the Starion and then you don't have anything else here to worry about. And of course, those two vampires will go for your light unit. But you have plenty of heals. You have the heals from Vigor, you have the heal from Beladion, you have the heal from Fran. And remember, use this final unit here to replenish your full skills before moving on to the boss stage. And for the boss stage, well, as you know, the first attack will apply dots. But then the boss will absorb your buffs with each of his attacks. So I highly recommend you not to apply buffs on your team unless it's completely necessary. So what do you do then? Well, you attack the boss, you defense rate the boss, you attack him, you heal with the second skill of your friend, you cleanse the dots on the units that got the dots on. And remember, the right crystal will also strip and apply permanent dots as well. So yeah, don't worry too much about that. You will have time to cleanse them during the mid phases where you will be facing the mirror units of yours. So try not, you see that I don't buff? That's because I don't want the opponent, the boss, to take my buff. And one more thing, after 15 attacks, the boss will always attack you. And that attack he does will defense break you. So you have to be aware of that, so that you may be able to use the second skill of Fran to cleanse the defense break, because an attack after your defense broken from this boss, well, it can be really bad. Most likely will kill one of your units. But here I was defense broken, and I was lucky enough for the boss not to target my defense broken unit. And well, now here in this phase, as you know, you have to get ready. You have to replenish your skills. And remember, as I always tell you, come out of this phase with the immunity and attack buff from Fran, because you want to blitz the second wave of the boss, the second phase of the boss. And what you want to do is, on the second phase, defense break the boss, and then unload all your strongest skills, which are the second skill of Vertihile and the third skill of your Veil. That's super important. So guys, look how I did here. Here comes the Endless Pain. The Endless Pain will do almost nothing to you because you have immunity on. And now, well, my Vertihile moved, but I'm using the second skill. Now I want to defense break the boss. I was lucky enough to actually land the defense break, and of course I got the proc. And now I'm ready to use the third skill of my Veil here. There you go. A really strong attack, and the boss is almost dead. Now the second phase is almost over, and I was lucky enough to actually do this really fast. And here I was able to cleanse, and now I am one attack away from the boss dying. And remember, the third skill of Beladion pushes your attack bar. So if you need that push in order to get a turn before the boss attacks you again, that will be worth it, because you can replenish that skill through this phase. Now, when the opponent takes your Vigor, you are in trouble, and here I will not be able to kill the Vigor. So don't worry about it, you can survive even if your Vigor doesn't die. However, think before using your skills, and keep in mind that you need to come out of this phase with attack buff and with immunity. That's the most important thing you need here, because you want to deal as much damage as possible, as fast as you can, during the third phase of the boss as well. And here we go. We couldn't kill the Vigor, and I couldn't time it perfectly right, so not every unit of mine has immunity and attack buff. However, we can work this out anyways, and you know, we have 2 defense rake. Yeah, we got it, and now we use the third skill of Veil, and we attack with all we can, you know? And here, the curse is on my Verdi Hell, which means that my Verdi Hell will deal double damage. And that's great, because my Verdi Hell deals a ton of damage anyways. So yeah, here we got the buff again, and we attack as much as we can, and remember, whenever one of our units die, they will give 3 stacks to our Veil, which means that our Veil will deal a ton of damage after our Verdi Hell dies right now. So here we go, here goes Bird, deals a ton of damage, and then dies. You see how much damage he did with his second skill. That's amazing. This is the Verdi Hell that I used for Dragon's V12. And here we go. We won, even though we couldn't kill Vigor through the previous phase. So don't worry about that too much, and follow this guide. You should not have that many problems with the boss. I failed 2 times before this. I lost to RNG a couple times, which happens, but I was never thinking, okay, I'm relying on RNG to win. Actually, I rely on RNG to lose. So that's a good sign. And well, for the rune, I chose the speed one, the swift speed one, because that's a very interesting rune. However, you have the HP % shield one that if you are speed chasing, well, that has 7 base speed. So if you're very lucky, you can get 31 speed out of that. But I highly recommend you go for the swift one, because that's the most useful set that you can use, you can get from this dungeon. And yeah, the other sets are not quite meta sets. So yeah, the shield one is very good, but I went for this one, and you see how it rolled. So guys, thank you very much for watching this. If this was useful for you, please leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. Remember, that will help me a lot. And if you have any questions about the game, let me know in the comment section. I will be very happy to reply as always. See you all in the next one, guys. Bye bye.